Well, we're here with the Alamogordo Girls Varsity Soccer coach, Drex Carter. Drex, how you doing, man? Ready for the start of the year?
Always ready.
Yeah, guys are coming off a year where you had a really good non-district season. District probably didn't go exactly the way that you guys wanted. You played tough, missed the postseason. Coming out of last year, what are your thoughts on how the team performed and moving forward with the girls that are coming back this season?
I thought they did a great job last year as far as development. We scored more goals than we had in the last 4 years. We put them up to 76. Got a lot of offense going. There was a couple teams that made it to the postseason that we had defeated, possibly a better record, but that wasn't really the long term at the moment. The short term was developing the girls. And we knew that we had a lot of younger players moving up, not a big loss in the senior pool. And so this, you kind of look down the road and say, look at this group coming up. This is where we need to be and put this together for this season.
You do lose a couple of your leaders. Jordan Padilla gone from last year's team, and a couple other girls that were obviously important for what you guys do. Is it more finding somebody on the team who's going to be that vocal leader going into this year and who's going to be the person on the field, or do you feel like that's not going to be an issue going into the season?
Yeah, you always have one that you hope steps into those shoes, in which we do this year. Adela Trevino stepped right into it, and man, she looks good. She's had a lot of playing time this year, and she does look good, and she's kind of taken over the team. We got some young players that are being very vocal, and it's all coming together after this weekend. We had an AVA tournament in Cruces, and they did very well, and you got a good look at them. A lot of talent coming out of OCYSL, and we have some coaches stepping up that are actually taking the teams into summer programs and getting the players into tournaments, and you're seeing the development when they get out to the pitch for us, and it just tickles you. You can move on to other things, tactical things, and bigger and better things than taking a couple steps back.
And soccer seems to be the one sport I hear about more than anything else is kids working in the off season, whether it's with Youth Soccer League or playing in tournaments in El Paso and Las Cruces. How important is it for Alamogordo soccer in general, for the Youth Soccer League here in town, to be bringing up these players and finally seeing some fruits of that coming up here soon?
Well, it's very important for us to be competitive at our level. All these volunteer coaches, they're getting the job done. You're seeing the development as they come up. They work hard at it, and it's really tough in our small town because these girls are divided between many sports, and they pick and choose. And you could have a player coming up, you're watching, man, she's doing good, but she decided to go basketball or softball, and then you have some that want to play all the multi-sports, and you just got to hit it. You hit the pool right, you get players in, you get a group that are staying with the program, and that kind of makes you smile.
For the last couple of seasons, you guys have had, in non-district, you guys have played pretty well. Maybe the district, you guys have, obviously competed every single year. I feel like you guys have competed against some tough teams. You'd probably say toughest district in the state, or one of the toughest districts in the state?
Oh, yeah, Cruces and Mayfield, they're always vying for a spot in the state. They have a little bigger player pool to choose from, a little bigger community. And we, through the past 4 years, have not had a lot of players moving in or coming up. It's been kind of thin,
And those girls that the girls that have been there certainly have worked hard. Let's talk about this group. Let's start with, we'll go from back forward in the field, and we'll start with why don't we just go ahead and start with goaltending? Do you know who you guys are going to put back there as keeper this year?
No, we have two young ladies, Kayla Ross, she's a junior, and a sophomore, Lenore Johnson. They're both working for the position. Either way, they're going to both play keeper full-time, JV varsity. They're tough. They have a lot of learning, a lot of skills to improve on. So it's kind of going to be a who wins it that week, and it's basically the same with the rest of these players because they're so young that we're going to look for who's going to win it that week, and they're competing hard. As far as the defensive line goes, we have Adriana Chenault and Elisa Mercado. They're anchoring the center with Kennedy Mirabal on the wing. They've been with us since they were 8th graders, and you're starting to see the rewards, the benefits of the years of soccer. We're looking for to fill in a fullback. We lost Virginia Norwood last year. She was one of the tough center sweepers for us, and we have the talent in there. And coming up to the midfield, of course, we got Adela Trevino anchoring the center with another sophomore, Adriana Smith. who's going to work the middle with her, Genevieve Tejas on top, and these are all the same thing. They've been with us since 8th grade, and they'll be working with some new sophomores coming up and a couple of freshmen, and we just have to fill them holes with this young talent and get it to the level or the pace that we're working at, and they're doing a great job at it with these other young ladies.
And we talked in previous years about how aggressive you can be in terms of attacking. Is this a team that you can be aggressive with, play a lot of over-the-top balls and through balls, or are you guys going to be a bit more conservative in terms of the way you're playing this year?
We have to be a fast team. We're not a tall team. We're not a long team. Set plays are going to be our Achilles heel, so we have to put the ball down. We have to play it quick. And it's basically like we did last year. We have some long ball legs like Lauren Mars. She can boot that ball a mile. Adela. Just so many shooters now that have developed into distance on the ball. So we want to play the short game, spread the field out. Either way, we can work it. We can go indirect, widen the field, play it long, play it short. So we have the versatility there. Like I said, getting back to those set plays, we need to work on those because those are high scoring opportunities, and we're not big. And we'll face some big teams. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah, and you feel like, so that's on both sides, not just in terms of trying to score, but defensively, set pieces are going to be where you guys are going to have to try to improve on.
Yeah, as far as offensive set pieces, I believe we'll do very well. We have some shooters, find those upper 90s. Defending set pieces. And don't get me wrong, we have some very aggressive, tough players. I mean, we'll see. We'll use the season before district to develop these players and see what happens.
District, whether I guess I'd say the schedule this year, it seems like it's worked this way for Lady Tiger Soccer the last few years, is where you guys get a year where you play a majority of your non-district games at home, and the next year you guys are on the road a lot. This is one of those years that you're on the road. What's the challenge like that for you, Coach? I know there's a lot of coaches that like road games sometimes better because you have a little bit more control in terms of what's going on. Where do you feel? I mean, is it just go play the game, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, you just take it. We just take what you get. Road games are good. A lot of the way they pack them in, it's kind of tough for the girls. They have to pick up their schedule, their school, and this year it's a load. District, we split that, but our travel this year, especially since we have to travel so far for games, we have to really watch your schedule, get the girls what they need, time off, whatever, but have them fresh for those long trips, get off the bus ready to play, and they do well. We do very well on the road.
Different schedule from the standpoint this year. You guys don't have a tournament to open up the season. You do have a few more just regular season games out there. Are you, Coach, where you'd like to have that 3-day tournament, or not? Big difference for you one way or the other?
That was fun. It was convenient, but we decided we've been there the last 3 years. Second, finally took it, and we decided on doing something different. And unfortunately, it's the road season, so that puts 3 games on the road. We have some different competitors we haven't seen before. We play a lot of 4A, and which we are a very small school, and they're very competitive. And that gets us ready for our district. And the girls, they take it in stride. They develop well, and, when they go into them contests, they're ready to go.
Of course, you have your back-to-back Albuquerque games that you got to play on the road this year, and you get a couple of tough ones in Valley and La Cueva. I got to think those are going to be 2 of the toughest games of the year that you have. I
don't know. We jumped on Valley last year and took them, but yeah, La Cueva is a monster. And it just depends how we develop, how they are. You never know till you get up there.
Yeah.
And engage the girls. Of course, health, being healthy going into this season. That's a major importance. Grades, all that falls in to hope that you have your full squad and you're ready to go and you're ready to compete. It's when it's game time, it's game time.
What do you feel like are the goals for this year? I mean, is this a team that can make it to the state tournament?
Yeah, I believe that this is a young team that they can get in there. We can, and I always believe that. But always find a positive, a bright light for the short term and long term goals. So I'm always thinking, there's never a time I go into a game or a situation that think that we can't win.
Yeah.
I'm always something, and we've done before. We've had amazing games where, man, we held on to a goal with everything we had, and turned out, on our side.
Is there an aspect of this team maybe you like more than any other, whether it's their toughness or the chemistry that the team has? I mean, is there one thing more than the other that you look at that you like about this group?
I think their chemistry. You hit that right on the nose. They're very talented. They're good on the ball. They're quick. We put a couple things together, and like I said, this weekend it showed they move the ball very well. We had many touches. I mean, we put 8, 10, 12 touches on the ball for a goal, and I haven't seen that in a couple of years. They stayed with the play, and they finished. This year, our big push is defense. We're going to get stuck in. We're going to win the ball back. We need the ball back, and then we're going to attack. And I mean, they are talented. They're very talented. You see the off season proving itself.